Hey, good morning, everyone. Lane and Warren are with you this morning. We just chatted for about 10 seconds and both realized we don't have a clue what the market's going to do this morning, which usually we have a pretty good guess, but I don't know, these higher highs or these all-time highs in no man's land have got me curious. Maybe a little bit of divergence on the 20. We just made a higher high and didn't make a higher high on RSI, but I'm kind of grasping at straws when I say that because it's pretty minute. If I look at my 10, those same two pivots have more divergence, I guess. But I mean, I've got a line at the top of the market here at 24.21 and 3/4. I've got an old area at 314. I've got an old area at 232. It's Friday. It's summertime. I have personally, I'll see what Warren's done, but personally, I have moved my target to 20 ticks today, and I have a break even on after 15 ticks. I am not fooling around with the market today. It's Friday. Good chance I don't take a trade today. There's no news today. It could be a very quiet, choppy day. So that's the little bit of insight that I have. What do you got, Warren?
I'm with you. I have tight targets as well. Um, Here's the open, and I just got the high and low on this range.
Mm-hmm.
It's been in the last day or so,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna watch what it does. I get the feeling we might just sit in this range, but there's enough, if it does reject at the top, there might be a short on the way down, and vice versa if it
Right.
rejects at the bottom. So I'm just gonna watch and see what happens.
I got open at 379 and a half.
Okay.
Let me get my birds going here.
Unlock here.
Double top there.
Hitting that open a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Wow, is it ever hesitant this morning? That's maybe the most hesitant open I've ever seen on the NAS.
Felt like that was the one. Hmm. 61, 38, came back to the 50 and went. I'm starting to notice that stuff on the fibs.
Oh, I think I
So
know what
here,
you're talking.
yeah,
On
I'll
that
just give
last
it.
tiny little push and pull. What about this right
Well,
here, though? Deep 38 or 50 there.
I just entered long. I did.
Are you in?
Yeah, I'm in.
I like it. I just got in on that pullback.
Come on. Go, go, go. Oh, shit. I had my stop. Okay. My stop came up to +5. You're still in?
Yeah.
I think you're good.
Stopped. Full stop. Boy, I must have been very, very close to having my stop come up. Yeah, I was 2 ticks away from my stop coming up. Shit.
I got in early, and you got a way better entry than me.
Yeah, I like that pullback to the open, to 50 RSI. But we had divergence on the 20. I thought I could get away with that with a really small stop or with a small target. But I was looking probably for the market to go down, and so I probably should have stuck with that.
Yeah, we had that. Well, that's
Like
double.
lots of divergence to the downside. But that's
Oh, is
right.
there ever on the 10? Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly thought I was okay to get 20 ticks there though. And actually I had a really nice fib and my target lined up perfectly with the 6176, so whatever. I like it.
That's the one time that auto break even actually did for me, I think, what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I'm definitely looking short now. I should have been waiting for this. A little impatient there. I did really feel like I could have snagged 20 ticks though.
Yeah, look at the divergence on the 20 on that first
Hmm.
after you entered.
Well,
Or
all
I
three
entered.
of them pivots prior to the open. Higher high, higher high, higher high. And and RSI was very, very level.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the divergence hadn't really shown up until after I. Where did I enter? What was you got an? Where was your entry? I'm a little confused here.
Um,
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, no, it had shown up. I wasn't watching. Yeah, this
my
was the
entry was at 934.
yeah, we were if I had saw that 20 divergence, there's no way I would have entered there. I can tell I was just been anxious to be in a trade here right now.
No, I liked it and I was looking for that exact trade. And when it come back to the open and the 50 RSI and the 50 EMA, I just was maybe just a hair late on my entry. I was definitely a hair late. If I would have gotten in, well, 2 ticks earlier, I would have at least got my stop back to break even, but oh well. So you got -5 on that?
No, I had it going up to +5 at 10 ticks.
Mm.
I was being pretty conservative just because I'm still in this evaluation.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. All right. There's just about a 50. This might come back to the open. Perfect.
And that RSI can really tell a story if you're watching it.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Okay, not expecting that.
That's a 76. But it broke the opening in.
Yeah, I think this is gonna go up. This is how it has divergence to the upside. I'm short. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Wow.
Long.
I did not expect that. Was that a misread or what?
We're in this range, man. Look at it. It's just and it's like a triangle tightening into the range.
Wow. Hmm.
I went short too. I was in a little earlier and I got my 5 tick stops, 5 tick things kicked in again and took me out on a wick bar. I went short. I was late. You took the pullback. I took the.
Yeah, I
I
got in
went
right on that
short.
little pullback on the 5. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you had a nice entry. I got in with the cross, and then it was a late. It was late. It got filled late. There's a dual bar reversal after that pull back to the open.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna pause the video. I gotta switch accounts. I don't. That's $200 losses in my Lilu account, so I'm gonna switch to my personal account.
Yeah.
All right, little break. Switched my charts on my personal account. With the rules with Lilu at the beginning of your performance account or your evaluation, you do not want to risk too much money in a day. That I had $200 loss. That was more than enough. I'm still looking for a short. I'm I just went over my trade again and I don't know. I still like it. This wasn't a 38% pullback from that top. So I'm staying out of this. This looks like it wants to come back to the 50 anyways. This is that thing you've been noticing, eh?
Yeah.
Hits
Yeah.
the 38, but it ends up doing an ABC up to the 50. This one might not, but I'm not taking it. The one you stay out of is the one that works.
Yeah. Perfectly.
Yeah,
Beautifully.
it's gonna go right to my target here. Fib target's 56 and a half. 57. Too funny. Just barely touches the 38 too.
Well, I have a break, man. I don't want to take one, but I'm gonna make myself.
Okay. There is target right there. Show you that. I got fibs on a different chart. Yeah, I think I was just over aggressive this morning trying to get trades in. This tight market's definitely been a grind for me. Just wasn't patient enough this morning, I don't think. Just trying to remember where I took my trades. Oh, I took my long right here. Deep 38, back to the open, back to the 50, back to the 50. However, my gut was telling me we needed to look for shorts. And then my short was right here. Yeah, I don't know. Again, we got the pull back to the 50 RSI. We got the pull back into all the EMAs. The only thing is here is, and I've never broke this rule before. I broke it purposely today, thinking I could, but I didn't have my EMAs lined up. So maybe that's just something I can't get away from.
You just entered short.
No, I was waiting for a little pullback on the 5.
There you go.
No.
Oh, we're at support here too. Right now.
Well, this could go down to the 100 or it could just stop right here.
Yeah. Oh. Some action. Yeah, so this is what you got. You know, when we're in this market structure at the open, the way it opened,
Mm-hmm.
that speed of market, those short wavelengths have got to be the sign to say, okay, wait for a push out of this before you do anything. I'm gonna really do my best to implement that because it's 2 days of this.
Well, that is not what I expected to happen there. I probably didn't need a pullback where I thought I did. I was kind of hunting for one on my 5. Yeah, we were pretty extended on the 5 at that point. We were right at that bubble. Oh well. That was the trade right there.
Well, it was a nice pullback on that to the 50 on the RSI on the 10. It went through it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That was probably the move of the day.
But the EMA is all lined up on the second, and then there's a little entry on the.
I got a little different strategy set up now. I've got a trailer. 20 tick stop, 20 tick target. And as soon as I hit 10 ticks of profit, I have a trailing stop that follows me by 5 ticks. Really tight.
This really does need, after this push, I think we're going to come. I was looking at my 3 hour. There needs it, you know, if it does what it normally does, it does this. It pushed up and then it sat in like, I guess, what I can't remember what this phase called where it just goes sideways. But then we have a big drop to a 38 to a 50 on my 3 hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do the same thing we did the last 2 days, and then we have a push up. That's what it's done the last month.
Right.
So I'm thinking that's where we're getting close to that here.
I think it might come test. I got an area at like 315. That was my best guess is where I thought it might go this morning if it went down.
A lot of divergence up on those last 2 pivots on the 10. But I don't know.
I got in short there. And I'm out. That happened quick. So I must have hit my
Trigger for your trailer?
yeah.
So they give you a tick at least?
Yeah, I got paid. This is one where I really wish I wouldn't have got out. But that's okay. Yeah, I think I got 5 ticks. It's set up somewhat similar to yours. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was another beautiful move. Now the market seems to be moving quite normal.
Yeah.
It just hit my target there. I moved my 20 tick target all the way to there because I had the trailer set up. And that would have
Okay, that
been
just hit.
54 ticks.
So there, it just hit the low of the last day. I like this.
Yeah, we got too much divergence up to look for short right now. It's fighting to go up though, so it might have one more good quick drop in it. Let's see if it holds. Nope, didn't hold in that previous pivot. Yeah, lots of divergence on the 20 on those last two. That last lower low.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw that. Whoops, throw that on my 20. 50% pullback on the big push.
Yeah. But divergence from the last pivots up still. There's a trade. Are you in?
No, looking for a pullback. I didn't quite like the 10 when the 5 set up.
I really liked it.
They were
I'm
still
looking at my
together.
I'm looking at my 5
5 was phenomenal. Need a little bigger pullback here on the 5. Come on, pull back more than that. Come on, pull back more than that. I think we're going to get a good pullback here, like to the 50 EMA on the 10 here. Target's like about 310. But I've got prior support at 315, so that would be ultimately the target. Come on, we need a pullback on the 10 here. Way overextended. Come on, baby, come back. There you go. There you go. Now drop. Ooh, I got in a little late. That might have a little pullback. Come on, push down there. Something happened with my auto stop here. I got an error message, but I just deleted it so I could focus on this trade. I got stopped.
Fuck.
Small stop, 15 ticks. Okay, what happened here? I wish I could see what that error message was. I hit 10 ticks. Okay, I got to stay with this trade though, because I do think the drop is coming. Okay. Okay, so I got in that trade. My auto stop is way too tight, and it hit it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we're.
That
I
auto
think we're.
trailer, I would still be in this trade. It wasn't even building a wick bar, and it took me out. Maybe I set it up wrong.
Yeah, I've looked at 3 trades today that went to 40 ticks that are set up, and I'm going to study them because everything else that we've been playing with has been us looking for trades that weren't there. And I'm bringing in these like the structure of the market, meaning really short wavelengths, is I'm not entering unless you get good pushes like we've been getting, like on the 10. Like, look at, we had really a 200 tick push.
Well, the 3 trades that I've just entered, 2 of them would have paid 40 ticks.
Well, this last one would, if you didn't have that stop in there, you would have got paid.
Well, I
Like
would have
60 and 100 ticks.
been out of my trade right now. That would have been target. So yeah, that would have been a great trade. That auto trailer was way too tight. 65 ticks, give or take. Okay, so I think I'm gonna call it there. I might. I'm gonna take a break for sure. But so I took the trade at. Why is this not? There we go. So I took the trade at 10 o'clock and 25 seconds. Great trade. Met all my rules, fibs, beautiful, everything good. Then I entered at 10:09:55. Again, everything is set up beautifully. It just requires a big pullback, takes me out. That's just tough luck. Third trade, I enter at 10:11:26. Beautiful trade. The just I'm not even gonna call it bad luck, stupidity on my part by setting up a trailing stop that follows by 5 ticks. Because a wick bar, a regular bar on my 5 is 5 ticks, so any wick bar takes you out.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah,
got taken
exactly.
out on that tiny little wick bar, not even a full wick bar. So if you look at your 5, I got filled at um, 10, 11, 26. And I got taken out at 10, 11, 31 on that tiny little wick bar.
Take a look at what's happening here right now. So the RSI, we're in a 61, and I'm just going to see if this happened. We're at a 61 pullback. I think we're moving into a trending market. We're moving out of the range here. It's pretty much pulled back into an area of support. I'm just interested to see the RSI on the 10 is now where it's been pulling back to. See if it happens.
Yeah, I really wish I would have just waited for the trending market this morning.
Yeah.
But after what 5 days of sideways, I was like, I gotta try to snag 15, 20 ticks here on these little pushes. Oh well.
Yeah, well, that's where I think you put in basically got to put in like a, if you want to play that game, you do.
And for me, I just have to not play that game because I've never liked that game.
Or do a 20 and 10. 10 tick stop. yeah, your chances of getting stopped are
Yeah, that's
high,
true. Or just do what I do best, which like yesterday, I sat out of all the trades. And today, so the three trades that I've taken on my personal account, I'll take those every day of the week for the rest of my life. Those are great trades. But the first two on my Lilu account were me trying to sneak in trades. And those do not bode well for me. And because of what happened on my first two trades, I adjusted my strategy to one that I've never used, a trailing stop of 5 ticks. Are you kidding me? That was just stupid, and it cost me about 200 bucks on that trade, and it cost me about just about 300 bucks on that trade. So,
Yeah.
lessons learned. I'm going to go back to my. Today's going to be a 2020 day. Uh, Original target's going to be 20 when I enter a trade, but I am going to go to 15 and +1 for break evens. I like break evens. I think they're smart to have break evens. I've never been a fan of a trailing stop.
No.
Maybe on like when you're trading more than 3 contracts and you want a third contract to have a runner. Yeah, okay, I could see it then, but you still got to give it room to breathe. I would say if it hits like, 50 ticks, your stop comes to 35 and chases it by 15 or something like that maybe. Now big divergence on the 20 on the last 3 pivots, eh?
To go up.
The last three what would you call that? Last 3 pivots on the bottom. The last 3 lower lows, I guess, to say that technically. The last 3 lower lows resulted in 3 higher highs on RSI. So that is absolute divergence to the upside. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to be back in 5 minutes. Okay, we're back. Got my break in. A little late on my break. Warren and I were having a good chat about the market, and my first 2 trades of the day, I was not. I took a long here. I took a short here. Got stopped on both. I think this is not something I trade normally. This is a tight, small, ugly range of 100 ticks. It's not doesn't fit my style. But because the last week's been tight sideways like this, I tried to be smart, tighten up targets, break evens in place, and all this other jazz. And really, I know like yesterday I didn't take a trade. Then the market opens up. Big breakout here. There was probably a trade through here, but I for whatever reason didn't take it. This set up beautifully. I did take it, but because I had made my ATM strategy so conservative, I got taken out on the smallest little pullback on the 5, and I think I made 6 ticks of profit. My target for the trade, I believe, was, I don't know where it was. This will tell me. Yeah, right at the end. Like it was, I should have got probably 50 ticks on that trade. Then we get this set up here. I get stopped there. That's fine. That's just a regular stop. Market just pulled back one extra time. I re-enter and same thing. I end up with 8 ticks of profit. And that should have never happened. I should have gotten, I think my target for this trade was down here. I think I should have got 60 ticks on this one if I remember correctly. To here, pull back to here, and yeah, look. It hit the 61.76 perfectly, so I probably would have got out somewhere around here. 2 giant trades. I ended up getting $70 out of the 2 of them. So it is what it is. Lessons learned. I like how I made, or we both made adjustments to trade a tighter market, but in reality, my psychology, my technical, everything tells me that I like to just wait for a nice move in the market. It doesn't have to be trending all day in a certain direction, but I need to see a big move, and I haven't been seeing it, and I've been negative cash the past week. Probably down 500 or something in the last week, and I probably should have had one or two trades in the last week. Instead, I've gotten 10 because I'm trying to trade something that doesn't fit my strategy or my eye. So, always learning. Seeing a drop forming here. If we look at our 20, just about a double top kind of deal here, and a fairly substantial drop off here. So I'm looking for a short. It is 10 to 11, so the day might be basically over here for me, but what would I need for a trade? I'd like to see a bigger push than this. Pull back, go short. Yeah, there we go. Market still wants to move. What are we at? Deep 38.
There's the pullback.
Oh, you're there. I'm short.
This looks good.
Target is 345. Got to break this pivot though.
I think this is good down to.
Stop is now +1. Come on, baby, go to target for me. It's been a while. Nah.
What?
Taken out at +1. It had to break that pivot and it wasn't. Made a double bottom. If it would have broke that pivot, it would have went.
So on 20, this is sitting at 38% offer.
I am by no means giving up on this trade, but it has to break that pivot. See, I liked that I got in high enough that I hit my 15 tick break even before it got to the pivot. So if it wanted to hit resistance and hold, I was then at least safe on the trade. But I don't like the 10 doesn't look as favorable as it did a minute ago. So
No,
I'm
I
backed out of this trade now.
yeah, no, I think it could easily be a 38% retracement for a long here.
Mm-hmm.
And if this closes on a wick bar, what it's printing right now, that's a bull sandwich
On a 38.
on a 38. Yeah.
Yeah. All that trade had to do was break that pivot, and it would have ran to. I think it would have run to the 61.76.
Yeah, I had a target
But
at
it didn't.
61. Yeah. No, it did not. I'm not. It's hard to say which way.
I don't like the 10 anymore, so. And there's divergence from the double bottom on the 10.
Mm.
If that wouldn't have diverged, I would be looking to take the trade right about. Five's not ready yet.
Well, you need it now.
Right there.
You
I'd be in right now if the 10 looked better. If the 10
I
didn't have this divergence,
yeah
I'd be in
yeah.
the trade. And if it goes here, well, I still made the right decision as far as I'm concerned. Okay, it's broke it by like a tick. I've taken these trades now right here, and they've not turned out favorable for me. Let's see what happens.
No, I don't think you can take this trade until it breaks out of that. It did pulled back to it. Now it's pulling right back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, that divergence was perfect to keep me out of the second push. Because lots of times it's that second pullback that goes, but um, divergence on the double bottom. Good non-trade.
Key.
I liked the first trade though. I'm happy with the first trade. What did I hit?
I was reading something yesterday, and it goes to what you said about a good trade, a good non-trade. But the guy said I'd much rather be in not be in a trade wishing I was in one than in one wishing I wasn't in one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's what I always say. I say it differently. I'm okay being wrong, but I want to be wrong in a trade that I am not in. I.e., this trade I'm not in it and it works. Okay, I was wrong, but I wasn't in the trade, so I'm okay with that. I was getting sick of being in trades and being wrong, and that's what holds me out of a lot of trades nowadays. I still don't like all this divergence on the 10.
might be pushing to a 50 on the retracement
20.
on the 20 to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is at 43.25.
This would have been target for the trade. And what Warren is discussing is this retracement to possibly go up. So my trade target lines up pretty well perfectly with the 50. So I feel very good now that that's exactly what's happening. Or it's just in for a bigger drop. But again, this had way too much divergence. Pivot here, and pivot here. So pivot at 1050.36. Pivot at 1052.40, pivot at 1055.14, and those all made higher highs on RSI. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not touching it, even though it just went to target.
So I had entered short on this trade, and I just got filled at 40 ticks. And on sim, I just switched to sim.
See, and I was only ever 11 ticks into my original stop on this trade, so this whole trade would have worked. Again,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it. my original ATM strategy, I would have stayed in that trade because my stop doesn't move until 20 ticks, and
Y-
I would have, man,
Yeah, so
that would have been a monster day.
yeah, well, I just took that trade at 40 and 50 ticks and on 2 contracts on Sim, and that's a
Where was your
440.
entry?
I entered at my fill was on a wick bar, but I clicked when the 5 set up, and I didn't get the pull. I could have waited for the pullback, but I saw a few today go without a pullback, and I got filled. I clicked at 10-5-1-2-1. My
Yeah,
fill was on, yeah,
that's where I got
but there
filled.
was a
I
nice
got
little,
filled at 10:51:22.
yeah, and then there was a nice little pullback there that would have been a good one, but
Yep,
at the same,
I also didn't
yeah,
wait for that. And then
and
another potential entry was at 10:56:10.
I took out the auto break even
Hmm.
on mine. I didn't have an auto break
Well,
even.
my original strategy, so on this strategy that I'm using today, because the market's tight, I go to +1 at 15 ticks. And so that's what happened to me. I got +1 on that trade. My original strategy that I've been using for the last month, um, doesn't move until 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't even want to add up what today could have been, but I'm going to
So what?
anyways.
So what are your thoughts on this? Like, obviously, we're putting too much conservation in our trading to try to escape the pain of trading. This is what I think. And trading is painful. There's no way around it. And it's going to be uncomfortable. And had I been more, had we been more comfortable with being uncomfortable, you would have a much bigger dome.
Well, here's the way I look at it. The market got tight and sideways for a week, and we were trying to make adjustments for that. And in reality, we should have just I can't speak for you. I should have just sat out of probably 90% of the trades I took this last week and waited for bigger moves. And then on a day like today, on 3 trades with 1 contract, I would have made $750. Oh, I did have that stop in there too, so $650.
Right.
I would have had a 60 tick, a 50 tick, a 40 tick, and a stop trading my kinds of trades that I've been taking. But I was trying to get away with trading a market that does not fit my eye. And whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But right now it feels pretty wrong. I feel like I should have just sat out of all the trades that didn't have big moves and waited for my trades. And if I wouldn't have played with my ATM strategy today, like I said, $650 day. Um, and it's not like you can say, oh, yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. No, I entered 4 trades today, that one and these 3. And if I wouldn't have adjusted my ATM strategy for a tight market the past week, this trade would have paid out. We looked at my target. It was somewhere right around here. So there's 50 ticks there. Then there's a 16 tick stop. And then I think this was the big one. It was 70, but I think I would have got out at, say, for argument's sake, 60 to be conservative. So there's a 40, a 60, and this one I think was about 50. So again, 40 plus 60 plus 50 minus 16 times 5, boom, $670 day. But instead, my me trying to make adjustments for the market instead of me just waiting for the market. That's the
Right.
key
Yeah.
for me. I didn't wait for
That's
the market. I tried to adjust to the market.
or yes.
And unless I have a completely different trading strategy with maybe smaller charts, different charts, something different. I tried to kind of cheat to make some money. That's what I feel. I think that's my overall analysis on this past week was I was trying to take trades that don't fit my trading strategy or my trading plan. And it not only cost me the past week by taking trades I shouldn't be in, it cost me today in getting out of great trades way too early because I have an adjusted um, ATM strategy. So that's cool. That's interesting. Big learning day for me. Huge.
Mhm.
And only a small entrance fee to school today. $220, which is actually my worst day in a long time.
Yeah, exactly. So if we waited, so if you look at this morning on your 20,
Mm-hmm.
so we opened, and if you just had okay, in the last 12 hours almost, there was a range from rough numbers 330, 390, and it even tightened up in the last hour
Mm-hmm.
until it pushed out of that, or at least broke it. Then I would be like, okay, it broke it, and then that pullback, you could have went short at. You'd have to wait a half hour.
Yeah.
Short at 10:06. That
Yeah.
was a 38.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally. Oh man.
that was
Like I
weird.
said, what I'm taking out of this is starting Monday, I guess. Um, I'm not going to bend my rules. I'm not going to remove an EMA and say, oh, I don't need that to be in line anymore. Because by removing my 50 EMA on charts, not that I ever removed it, but mentally removed it, that was just allowing me to get into trades when the market was too tight. Oh, I don't have to worry about that 50 EMA. I can take a trade here. No, that was not the strategy I developed. That was never a part of my strategy. But that allows you to get in more trades. I've said that numerous times, and I just went against everything I've
Well,
said about it.
EMAs or not, like, yeah, the price action you could
Well,
see was
yeah,
alright.
no, you're right. But the EMAs help me see it.
Yeah,
Has nothing to do with the EMAs.
yeah.
But if you throw away your biggest EMA, it's permission to get in trades when the market is not actually pushing out of a range. Because when you keep never being able to get like completely broken through an EMA,
Yeah.
it's because
Well,
the market's in a tight range.
it's either, yeah, it's whatever you're using to give yourself that confirmation.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
like like I don't have any emails on my 20, and I can see that. I could see that this is not a time to be trading until this has broken that through this range. It hadn't shown that it had done that. It pulled into it yesterday. It hit the bottom of it at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and it stayed in it till 10 o'clock this morning.
Hmm.
It hit it, bounced, broke it, pulled back short.
Yep.
Yeah, and then yeah, that double top short, choppy short, but
Hmm.
short nonetheless.
100%.
So that's you know, but I get what you're saying. The EMAs, if you absolutely follow them, but like I said, there's more than for me. I find I like my 20 clean. It works for me. And this morning I could tell you, I'm like, yeah, this is just like when I first opened my charts. I first opened it, I'm like, man, look at it. And on my 3 hour, the candles were just flat and straight across.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, look at this has just been ranging for the last like day and
Totally.
a half.
Totally.
So no trades until it breaks the range. It's just it's not worth it. It's just exactly what happened today. Like literally, it broke the range here. I took 2 trades on Sim and nailed both
Yeah.
on 40. The 50 got I just closed once once it was shown that it was not going to go. So live and learn.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm gonna call her there. Profit for me on the day was minus 220.
Mine was after commissions, net of commissions is $60.
I have no idea what mine is net of commissions.
That's what I love about
Rhythmic.
It just figures it out for you.
Well, on Lilu, I would have been net minus 207.68. That's my best guess. And on my personal account, what is commissions? $5.40.
No, I think he lowered us few of us to 440.
George did?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, shit.
I
I
think
better make sure I'm on that list.
make well. The only reason I know that is because I was phoning to about switching to our Trader Pro, and I wanted to see if that can affect anything commission wise. And he says, "Well, you're on a preferred rate of 440, so yeah, it might." So I said, "Well, I'll just hold off," and that's a round trip, so
Great.
220 in and out,
Okay. Well, I'm
220
minus
in.
$37 on my
Yeah,
personal account then.
so
I always go gross, but cool. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday, and we're going to start having some green days here. See you then.